Discover the bone-chilling details of the most gruesome solved cold case of Haley Anderson and unravel the mystery that shocked the nation. Haley Anderson, a 22-year student at Binghamton University in New York, was reported missing by her roommates on March 8, 2018. Furthermore, it has been seen that the police investigation into a missing person report typically begins by gathering as much information as possible from the person who filed the report, in this case, Haley Anderson. The police have asked questions about the missing person's last known whereabouts, habits, and relationships. The police may also interview friends, family, and acquaintances of the missing person to gather additional information. The police used various tools and techniques to locate the missing person, such as checking their phone and bank records, using search dogs, and conducting searches of nearby areas. If foul play is suspected, the police may also collect evidence and conduct forensic analysis. The investigation will continue until the missing person is found or until there is enough evidence to suggest foul play or criminal activity. The most shocking part is that later on, it seems that along with Haley Anderson, her booth was also missing from the day when she went missing. Further investigation says that Haley's body was discovered in the home of Orlando Tachero, a fellow nursing student who had been romantically involved with Haley. How devastated. More surprisingly, you all will be amazed to know, after Haley's death, Tachero fled to Nicaragua, his country of origin. However, the police were eventually able to catch him and bring him back to the United States to face charges. The police quickly identified Tachero as a suspect and began searching for him. They learned that he had flown to Nicaragua, where he had family and friends. The police quickly obtained a search warrant for Tachero's residence and began combing through the evidence. They found a variety of items that linked Tachero to Haley's murder, including clothing with Haley's blood on it, a knife with traces of blood, and electronic devices that showed he had been communicating with her leading up to her death. Viewers, do you know that there was plenty of evidence to catch Tachero? One key piece of evidence was a security camera recording that showed Tachero leaving Haley's residence shortly before her body was discovered. This helped establish a timeline of events and confirmed that Tachero had been at the scene of the crime. Moreover, another breakthrough in the investigation came from forensic evidence. Investigators found DNA on a piece of duct tape that had been used to bind Haley's wrists, and this DNA matched Tachero's. This was a critical piece of evidence that strongly linked Tachero to the crime. Besides the intriguing part, the investigation also involved interviews with dozens of witnesses, including Haley's friends, family, and classmates. They provided valuable information about Haley's relationship with Tachero, including details about their interactions in the weeks leading up to her death. Everyone was claiming that the relationship was not too healthy. It was a very abusive relationship between these two couples. Ultimately, the police were able to locate Tachero in Nicaragua, where he had fled after the murder. They worked with the Nicaraguan government to extradite Tachero to the United States to face charges. Apart from this, the US government continued to put pressure on Nicaragua to cooperate. They used diplomatic channels to negotiate with the Nicaraguan government and offered to assist with issues that were important to the Nicaraguan government, such as drug trafficking and immigration. You all will be happy to know that Tachero was ultimately charged with second-degree murder in connection with Haley's death. During the trial, the prosecution presented a wealth of evidence, including DNA samples, video footage, and witness testimony. The jury ultimately found Tachero guilty, and he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. Moreover, they arrested Tachero and extradited him to the United States, where he was charged with second-degree murder in connection with Haley's death. The investigation into Haley Anderson's murder was a challenging and complex process that involved a wide range of forensic and witness evidence. However, the police were ultimately able to use this evidence to track down and arrest the suspect, resulting in justice for Haley and closure for her loved ones. The case of Haley Anderson is a tragic reminder of the dangers of domestic violence and the importance of taking threats seriously. It also highlights the need for better resources and support for victims of stalking and harassment, who often feel powerless and alone in the face of their abusers' behavior.